You have seen several kinds of plants and animals. However, there are other living organisms around us which we normally cannot see. These are called microorganisms or microbes. For example, you might have observed that during the rainy season, moist bread gets spoiled and its surface gets covered with grayish white patches. Observe these patches through a magnifying glass. You will see tiny black rounded structures. Do you know what these structures are and where do these come from? Let's know more about these microorganisms, friend and foe. Why are they called microorganisms? They are so small that we cannot see them without unaided eye. That is, we require magnifying glass to see the fungus on bread or microscope to see others. We have classified mi- microorganisms into four main groups. The first group is bacteria. The picture which you are seeing in front of bacteria is of Bacillus, which is responsible for converting milk into curd. The second group is of protozoa. The picture is of paramecium, which have several cilia for movement. The third group is fungi. The picture of bread mold is in front of fungi. The last group is of algae. There is another microbes also, and these are known as virus. But these are different from other microorganisms that we just discussed. They reproduce only inside the cells of the host organisms, which may be bacterium, plant, or animal. Some of the viruses are responsible for causing diseases like cold, influenza, and most coughs are caused by these viruses. There are several serious diseases also like polio and chickenpox which are caused by these viruses. Where do microorganisms live? They live in all types of environment, ranging from ice cold climate to hot springs and deserts to marshy lands. They are also found inside the bodies of animals, including us. Some microorganisms grow on other organisms while others exist free. Microorganisms as our friends, used in the preparation of curd, bread and cake, used in cleaning up of environment, used to increase soil fertility by fixing nitrogen, used in the preparation of medicines. Curd contains several microorganisms. Of these, the bacterium Lactobacillus promotes the formation of curd. It multiplies in milk and converts it into curd. Bacteria are also involved in the making of cheese, pickles, and many other food items. An important ingredient of rava, that is suji, idlis, and bhaturas, is curd. Can you guess why? Bacteria and yeast are also helpful for fermentation of rice idlis and dosa batter. These microorganisms are also responsible for cleaning up of the environment. For example, organic wastes like vegetable peels, remains of animals, etc. are broken down into harmless and usable substances by bacteria. Now let's do an activity. It is very interesting. You will enjoy also. Take half kg of flour, atta or maida. Add some sugar and mix with warm water. Add a small amount of yeast powder and knead to make a soft dough. What do you observe after 2 hours? Did you find the dough rising? It happens because yeast reproduces rapidly and produces carbon dioxide during respiration. Bubbles of the gas fill the dough and increase its volume. This is the basis of the use of yeast in the baking industry for making breads, pastries, and cakes. And you can also use this dough to prepare some of these items. There are several terms like fermentation, pasteurization, and preservatives which will come in this chapter. Let's know more about them. First is fermentation. The process of conversion of sugar into alcohol is known as fermentation. Louis Pasteur discovered fermentation in 1857. Pasteurization, the process in which the milk is heated to about 70 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds and then suddenly chilled and stored, is known as pasteurization. Preservatives. Some substances which prevent the attack of microbes are called preservatives. For example, salt, sugar, oil, and many more. You must have seen your parents adding salt to pickles and preserve them for longer time. Antibodies. When a disease-carrying microbe enters our body, the body produces antibodies to fight the invader. These antibodies fight with the microbe, and also they remember to fight with the microbe if it tries to enter again in the body. Antibiotics. Antibiotics are the medicines which contain the germs of disease-causing microbe either in less effective form or in dead form. These medicines increase the immunity of our body. Immunity. It is efficiency of our body to fight with diseases entering our body. We should eat healthy food to increase the immunity of our body. Many scientists have helped us. Louis Pasteur discovered fermentation in 1857 that we have just discussed. In 1929, Alexander Fleming discovered the first antibiotic, penicillin. Alexander Fleming was working on a culture of disease-causing bacteria. Suddenly, he found the spores of a little green mold in one of his culture plates. He observed that the presence of mold prevented the growth of bacteria. In fact, it also killed many of these bacteria. From this, the mold penicillin was prepared. Edward Jenner discovered the smallpox vaccine in 1798. Similarly, Robert Koch discovered the bacterium Bacillus responsible for anthrax disease. Now let's do another activity. Take two pots and fill each of pot half with soil. Mark them pot A and pot B. Put plant waste in pot A and things like polythene bags, empty glass bottles and broken plastic toys in pot B. Put the pots aside. Add little water to preserve the moisture in both the pots. Observe them after 4 or 5 weeks. Harmful microorganisms, pathogens. Microorganisms causing diseases in human beings, plants, and animals are called pathogens. Communicable diseases, microbial diseases that can spread from an infected person to a healthy person through air, water, food, or physical contact are called communicable diseases. Carrier. These are some insects and animals which act as carriers of disease-causing microbes. Housefly is one such carrier. The flies sit on the garbage and animal excreta. Pathogens stick to their bodies. When these flies sit on uncovered food, they may transfer the pathogens. Some common human diseases caused by microorganisms. Human disease tuberculosis. Causative microorganism bacteria. Mode of transmission is air. Preventive measure that we can take to avoid tuberculosis is keep the patient in complete isolation. Keep the personal belongings of the patient away from those of the others. Vaccination to be given at suitable age. Measles is caused by virus. Mode of transmission is again air, while chicken pox is caused by virus and mode of transmission is air or contact with the patient. Polio is again caused by virus, mode of transmission is air or water. Cholera is caused by bacteria, mode of transmission is either water or food. Typhoid is caused by bacteria, mode of transmission is contaminated water. Preventive measure: maintain personal hygiene and good sanitary habits, consume properly cooked food and boiled drinking water. Vaccination is also an effective preventive measure. Hepatitis A. Causative microorganism is virus, mode of transmission is water. Boiled drinking water and vaccination are effective preventive measure against hepatitis A disease. Malaria is caused by protozoa. Mode of transmission is mosquito. Preventive measure is use of mosquito net and repellents, spray insecticides and control breeding of mosquitoes by not allowing water to collect in the surroundings. Some common plant diseases caused by microorganisms. Citrus canker. Causative microorganism is bacteria. Mode of transmission is air. Rust of wheat. Fungi is the causative microorganism and mode of transmission is air seeds. Yellow vein or mosaic of bhindi, sometimes also known as okra. Causative microorganism is virus and mode of transmission is insect. Food poisoning. Food poisoning could be due to the consumption of food spoiled by some microorganisms. Microorganisms that grow in our food sometimes produce toxic substances. These make the food poisonous, causing serious illness and even death. So it is very important that we preserve food to prevent it from being spoiled. That's why we keep our food in refrigerator. Food preservation. There are several methods that help us to preserve the food. Chemical method is one such method. In this, we use several preservatives to check the growth of microorganisms. Preservation by common salt, used to preserve meat, fish, amla, raw mangoes and tamarind, etc. Preservation by sugar, jams, jellies and squashes are preserved by sugar. Sugar reduces the moisture content which inhibits the growth of bacteria which spoil food. Heat and cold treatments. Boiling kills many microorganisms. That's why we boil the milk before its consumption or keep it in refrigerator. Low temperature inhibits the growth of microbes. Storage and packing. Dry fruits and even vegetables are sealed in airtight packets to prevent the attack of microbes. Nitrogen cycle. It is very important. Children, you know that 78% of air is nitrogen gas or atmospheric nitrogen. But plant cannot take in its direct form. It has to be fixed. This task of fixing of atmospheric nitrogen is done by nitrogen fixing bacteria and blue-green algae. Bacteria in turn fix nitrogen into nitrogenous compounds. So compounds of nitrogens in the soil are uptake by plants and plants gets eaten by animals. Animals produce nitrogenous waste from excretion and death. which is again come back to soil, compounds of nitrogen in the soil, and then again uptake by plants. And from soil, bacteria turn compounds of nitrogen into gaseous nitrogen. So that's how atmospheric nitrogen comes back. Lightning fixes nitrogen. Again, lightning will fix the nitrogen, and compounds of nitrogen in the soil will be uptake by plants. In this way, this nitrogen cycle keeps on going on and on. Now let's see what we have learned. Microorganisms are too small and are not visible to the unaided eye. They can live in all kinds of environment, ranging from the ice-cold climate to hot spring and deserts to marshy lands. Microorganisms are found in air, water, and in the bodies of plants and animals. They may be unicellular or multicellular. Microorganisms include bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and some algae. Viruses, though different from the above-mentioned living organisms, are considered microbes. Viruses are quite different from other microorganisms. They reproduce only inside the host organism, bacterium, plant, or animal cell. Some microorganisms are useful for commercial production of medicines and alcohol. Some microorganisms decompose the organic waste and dead plants and animals into simple substances and clean up environment. Protozoans cause serious diseases like dysentery and malaria. Some of the microorganisms grow on our food and cause food poisoning. Some microorganisms reside in the root nodules of leguminous plants. They can fix nitrogen from air into soil and increase the soil fertility. Some bacteria present in the soil fix nitrogen from the atmosphere and convert into nitrogenous compounds. Certain bacteria convert the compounds of nitrogen present in the soil into nitrogen gas, which is released to the atmosphere. And that's how nitrogen cycle keeps going on.